Hello and welcome to the November study page. For this month, I've chosen the Olea Europea, which is the olive tree. So I've chosen this because the olives are something that is ready now. So it's for the month of November, end of October, beginning of November. They are picking them at the moment to make olive oil. And also because I would like to do a project with this. So this study page is great for that. So I'm starting with the color mix as always. And I've started with a mix of Winsor Blue Red Shade, Hansa Yellow Light from Daniel Smith, and I add to this a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta to make it less, less bright, to tone it down a little bit, because the leaves are quite quite dull in color. They're not bright. So I'm using a blue with a tendency to the red, and I'm still using a yellow that is has a tendency to green, but mixing it with the blue and then adding the red makes it a bit a darker color. So as always, I take a swatch. Always write down your the paints you use, because at least for me I wouldn't remember. And then I'm trying a diluted version which looks good for the back of the leaf, the abaxial part. But I will actually later on try a different mix, which I like a bit more. So this is not bad, but I'm going to use a different mix. And now I'm looking for the mix for the olives, which are this different, variegated color. And they are lovely. This is a beautiful color. I'm using a Pearland Maroon and Winsor Blue green shade to make it a bit darker. And I'm just comparing it, and hopefully you can see on the video, but it's quite a good color for the olives, for the darker part of the olives. There are many different colors in this painting, because the olives have green parts and darker parts, and then there are the olives which are all green. And here, in fact, I'm adding a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta for those areas where you get a little bit more reddish. So it's not green, but it's not that dark color either. So that magenta color is pretty good for that. And then finding the color for the olives that are completely green. Well, not completely, because they still have some areas which are a bit darker, but mostly green. And I'm using a Winsor Blue Red Shade and Lemon Yellow. And the color on its own is a bit too bright still. So to that I add a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta. So I tone the color down and make it more realistic. And that's a pretty good color. So I take a note of that as well. And as I was saying, I mixed another green for the leaves, which is Winsor Blue Red Shade and Lemon Yellow and Quinacridone Magenta. And in there I realized that I wrote Lemon Yellow when it was Hansa Yellow Light, so I corrected it. And now I'm mixing a brown with cobalt blue and cadmium yellow pale and quinacridone red for the branch, which is quite a difficult color to match. You think brown, but it's not the usual brown. So there is this underneath is almost like a golden color. So, and I'm adding more cobalt blue and more quinacridone red to see if I can make a darker version of the brown for the darker areas. and this seems to be working quite well for the branch, so for the darker areas. And unfortunately, it's gone a little bit off camera, but I put a picture at the end. But it's basically the swatches. But in the picture at the end, they will show you the all the swatches. And I tried that the color that I mixed with for the olive, the color C. I added it to the mix D, the green, to make the area of the olives which is slightly green. So here are all the swatches completed, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will post soon a video where I show you how I paint the leaves. So I will see you soon.